Gamers, it's time for the tier list. Every I've seen a lot of tier lists, and a lot of them have differing opinions. My opinions are going to be different as well. These are kind of off of a casual setting. I'm not super high ranked yet. I haven't played a ton of ranked yet, to be honest. I'm just now touching silver. I've only played like a handful of games. But I've been playing quite a bit. I've at least touched almost all the characters. I have characters that have a lot more playtime in than others. I got a pretty good opinion on everyone, and the characters I haven't played a ton of, I've watched a ton of content on. I've just consumed so much content on this game in the past week, it's crazy. So I wanted my own opinion out there, because I haven't seen a tier list I've hardcore agreed with. We're going to start out with the tanks. And I think a lot of the general consensus of the tanks is similar to my opinion. Right away being Doctor Strange is the best tank in the game. His shield is just very strong. He's very boring to play, but he's very annoying to fight. His ultimate is really strong when you pair it with other people's ultimates. I'd say he's pretty low on, like, if I was doing a tier list for fun, which I might do at some point. But other than that, like, he's pretty good. Doctor Strange, he's pretty good. I'm not going to drone on and on and on. This isn't going to be an hour-long tier list. It's going to be, 10, 20 minutes. So, right in the next character, Venom. Venom's a hard one. Venom is, initially I was thinking he was kind of mid, and then I played him more, and I understood how to play him more. I think he's at least B. I think there's arguments for him to be an A tier. But there's 3 other tanks that are better than him. So I'm going to throw him in B tier. Venom's a strong B. I think he's truly earned B tier. He's got that really good dive potential. I think he's really good as a secondary tank. If you're running like Venom and Magneto, or Venom and Thor, great combo. I think there's a lot of strong things you can do if Venom is your second tank. If you're playing one tank and the rest of the other classes, maybe not as strong, but Venom's solid. Magneto, for a little while there, I thought Magneto was the best tank, and then I thought Groot was the best tank. But Magneto is a very good tank. If you always had the Scarlet Witch team up, he would be the best tank in the game. Scarlet Witch kind of sucks. But without it, he's a strong A tier. I don't think it gets any better than that. I think he's got a good shield, but he's got a cooldown. He's got a pretty good ult. Pretty good range on his attacks. He probably has more range than anyone else. He can deal with a lot of different fights, and he's just a good tank to always have on point. Doesn't feel like you need to plan out how you're going to move into a fight as much as you do with some of the other tanks. And speaking of one of those, we got Thor. Now, Thor has kind of bounced between pretty much B and A tier for me, but then I started playing Thor. And Thor is actually the character I have the most playtime on the game. I did not see myself going in and maining tank, but I love playing Thor. Thor is the most fun tank to play, I would say objectively. He is very rewarding. He is not incredibly sustainable, but there are things you can do. You can throw his hammer, you can do the shift dash to gain some shield in a pinch, and I think he's got the best damage out of all the tanks as well. So with all that being said, I think Thor is a strong A tier. And then Groot, Mr. Fortnite himself, I think is also a strong A tier. I did a little tier list with my friends a few days ago. I actually put Groot in S tier. I'm like, yeah, he's the best tank. You disagree with me, you're wrong. I think I was wrong. I think Groot may be the second best tank, but also I'm not going to die on that hill anymore. But I think Groot's strong. I think he's probably stronger than Thor. But There's not always a lot of his damage and a lot of his utility, I should say, comes from those walls. There's not always good spots to put those walls. It doesn't work in every match on every map. I think that's kind of where the big struggle comes from. He pairs really well with other characters. You know, he's got that that like rooting mechanic that is quite strong. He's got some good reach on his base attacks. He's a pretty good character. Captain America is C tier, as much as it pains me to say. Captain America was the first character I played when the game came out, like actually launched, and I think he's kind of fun. He's pretty silly, but I mean, maybe you can win 1v1s with Cap, but the rest of the time, like, you're going in poking a little bit and you're just trying to be more annoying. All of his cooldowns are pretty rough for the amount of damage he does. His dive is pretty ass. It's better for getting out of situations, I've found. And I think it only does like 30 damage. Like, it's not good. Penny is a character that I think is going to excel in low ranks. But, you know, after you get, like, past gold, I don't think she's very good. She, if you can just pay attention, Penny's not that strong. If you're kind of casually playing, or you're just playing quick match, she's not bad. Her ults seems kind of weak to me. And the spider bots, I've died to the spider bots a few times. I have been that guy, especially when I'm playing Jeff. I'm trying to swallow people, I get like 4 people swallowed, and then a spider bot kills me. That's the worst. But it's my own fault for not paying attention. I think she's pretty easy to take care of, though, if you're a strong DPS. And she's not that great. We got Hulk, who's the worst tank in the game. I'm going to say right now, I don't think anything, like, is unplayable in this game. I think even Hulk has a spot. Even D tier does not mean they're bad. It just means they're not great. I'm going to add a tier lower down for the worst character in the game when I get to him. It'll be a ways. He's near the bottom. And you might already know. But that's where I have all of my tanks. I'm pretty comfortable where they're at. I feel bad for Venom for being all alone there, but it feels right in my head. On to Strategist, our healers, we have Adam Warlock. And I feel pretty mixed about Adam Warlock. I think he's got really good healing potential. He's got pretty solid damage as well. But I don't think his revive is that great. I think Rocket probably has a better revive. Now, maybe not as accessible, but reviving back with like 50 HP just to die again just wastes time. Right? I feel like I always get revived in a terrible position, and I can't do anything about it. Unless I'm playing Iron Fist and I can jump out real quick. It's kind of where we are. That could just be... He could be a victim of the low elo I've been playing at. That is a possibility of something I'm dealing with. So maybe as time goes on, Adam Warlock will go up to an A, but I think B tier is where he belongs. Even him and Venom feel on par for me as far as overall goodness, even though they're very different class. Cloak and Dagger, I think, is S tier. I think it's the second best healer in the game. They have one of the best ultimates in the game. Basically invincible for the whole thing. There's that clip of like 2 Punishers ulting, not even making a dent in her health. Cloak and Dagger is also really fun. I haven't played them myself, so I guess kind of contradicts what I'm saying. But the general consensus is people love playing them. And I respect that. That doesn't really hold a mark here. Because Jeff is really fun, and Jeff's not going to be that high up there. But just really great versatility coming from Cloak and Dagger. I think Jeff is B tier. I see some people put him in C. I disagree with that. I think the healing bubbles bring a lot of value, because they're... Even if your Jeff dies, or if he's ulting, there's still healing options on the table for you. And I think that's something that people are undervaluing. Plus, like, while you're getting healed, you also hop into a bubble, and that's so much health so fast. The extra movement speed's good. The ultimate's pretty good. Like, even from what I've seen in higher ranks, still, you can still pick off one or two. And his damage isn't bad. I like the little burst. I like AoE, right? Because I'm not like, I don't have the best aim of all time. And so AoE goes a long ways for me. I think it's fun. And he doesn't feel broken, but he feels strong at the same time. Rocket is a hard one. I have a cough coming. Rocket's hard. He is good. He's not great. His healing sucks. But he's a really good secondary healer. Like, obviously, if you have a Cloak and Dagger and a Mantis, or a Mantis and a Luna Snow, that's obviously better. But his damage is really good. His revive is really good. I think his revive is what's keeping him out of C tier for me. And he's pretty mobile. He's a little hard to hit. I like Rocket quite a bit. Mantis is the best healer in the game. Don't care. I'll say it. She's better than Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger have a better ult. That's it. That's where the argument's at. Mantis is better everything else. Luna Snow, I think, is an A tier. There's good arguments for her to be an S, and as the time goes on, I might change my mind. Her freeze is really good. Her healing is really good. She's just like really good across the board. It just feels like Mantis and Cloak and Dagger are a step above her, and that's why she's an A. I'm not saying like she's probably better than all these. I'm not saying she's lacking in anywhere. These two just feel even better. I don't think Loki's that good. I think he's got potential, but I don't think he's that good. I'm not going to reorganize these. I do think Loki's probably better than these two, but I'm going to keep them in their roles. People will probably see this and think I'm committing great crime, but that's kind of how I'm feeling about Loki. I could be wrong, and I have nothing against being wrong, but that feels right for now. And that's all the healers. That's everyone. And after this point, we're on to DPS. I think this is going to be the most divisive part. And Hela's the best DPS in the game. If anyone has a tier list and they disagree, they're wrong. Quit watching their tier list. I'm not going to go that far. You can keep watching their tier list. But just know they're wrong. She is... there's other characters with higher damage potential, but they're not as easy. Hela's so easy. You just sit in the back. Clink, clink. Dead, dude. It's nuts. She is the best. I think Black Panther is dogged on a little too hard. He's solid. I've ran into some good Black Panthers. I've had good Black Panthers on my team. I think he's pretty alright. But not as alright as B tier. I think he has potential to crawl up to B tier as time goes on, as people get better with him, but I will not be one of the ones getting better with him. And that sucks because he's got some of the best cosmetics in the game, in my opinion. But I'm not going to throw the time into Black Panther. It just doesn't really fit my playstyle. Magic is a hard one. Some people will put her in A. I saw someone put her in S. I'm bouncing between A and B, and I really don't know. She's got really good potential, but I haven't seen her perform that well. She is a little annoying, though. I'm going to hold off. I'm going to come back to her. I got to think about that some more. It breaks my heart. Namor, being one of my favorite Marvel characters, is in D tier. Not that great. His DPS isn't that good. His primary fire is slow for not very great damage. His squids are alright. His ultimate's solid. Pretty easy to get out of. His stationary air bubble is okay. Like, it's a good opportunity to get some healing. But in a lot of scenarios where you end up needing to use it, it just doesn't work out. Either your healers are dead, or your healers are brain dead. They're dead somehow. Punisher is, I believe, S tier. Just because of the ease of access to crazy damage. His ult is insane. His shotgun's insane. His primary fires are really good. The smoke is kind of mid. The zip line is, maybe get to sight a little quicker, but outside of that, pretty useless. Doesn't matter. His damage is so good, and he's so easy. Scarlet Witch sucks, and I hate it. One of my most viewed Marvel Rivals videos is me playing Scarlet Witch in the alpha. I loved playing Scarlet Witch. She's very easy to play. But it didn't take long for people to figure out to just target her and she's no longer a problem. If you don't see her coming, if she's hiding, she can melt you really quick. Every once in a while I'll fall victim to a good Scarlet Witch. And I instead of being mad, I'll give him a little golf clap applause. But, you can just play a better character. Don't devote your time to getting really good at someone if they're ass, unless they're one of your favorite characters, lore-wise. Then I can respect it, but even then, I love Namor. I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna get good anymore. Spider-Man. Screw you guys if you insta-lock Spider-Man and are ass. I hate you, and I hope you perish at an old age. I don't know. I realized halfway through maybe I shouldn't say that, but that's how I feel. With great power comes great responsibility, and your responsibility is to stop sucking ass in my games. Pick a better DPS or pick another role. Swear to God. He's pretty good, but he's not that good. The amount of effort you have to take putting into play him, you could be playing a better DPS. However, I respect it if you're good. If you're bad, just know I'm thinking about you when I go to bed at night, and they're not good thoughts. Magic. We already talked about Magic a little bit. I think I'll put her in A tier. She feels better than a lot of the, not a lot, but some of the people I'm going to talk about here, and some of them are probably going to go to B. She feels better than them. I'm going to put Magic in A, kind of off what we said already. Star-Lord, he's going to B. Really good damage potential. Really squishy, really easy to kill. His shift is kind of his getaway mechanic, and it's so easy to stop him. So easy to put him down. His ultimate's pretty strong, but also pretty easy to kill him during it. He works really well if he's not the only character in the air. I think if you also have an Iron Man or a Storm, he works better. But Iron Man and Storm aren't fantastic. They're not the best. Speaking of Storm, I'm going to put her in B. I think she's better than Iron Man. That being said, I'm going to put Iron Man in C. Iron Man's kind of low C. I love playing Iron Man. He's not that good. Both of these characters are really easy to kill if your enemy team is paying attention even a little bit. I can kind of tell about halfway through a match when the enemy team is not paying attention, and then I'll switch to Iron Man because I love playing it. And then I can get away with high kill games with Iron Man, but the rest of the time, I very rarely start a match by picking Iron Man. I switch to it when I know I can have fun. And that says a lot by how good he is. I think Storm just inches above him and is a little better. But a little better. I think her ult is better. I think that's what really sets her above. But that's kind of about it. Winter Soldier, I think, is S tier. His grapple is really good for kind of yanking people around where you want them. And then his ult. You can tell a good Winter Soldier from a bad one very easily, because if you don't hear the word again, he's probably not a very good Winter Soldier. Being able to just chain ultimates is really insane. I love it. It's so much fun when I can pull it off. It's not very fun when I don't pull it off. But I think that goes for everyone. Moon Knight. Moon Knight's hard. I either want to put him in S or A. He's really good. I don't want too many characters in S, and there's already probably 2 more I'm throwing up there. So and I think they're better than Moon Knight, but Moon Knight is really good. If they're not shooting the unks, solid. I think Moon Knight also gets pushed down a tier because I'm tired of hearing the word unk. I know it's pronounced onk. Every time I hear it, I think someone's talking about their uncle, and it was kind of funny at first, and now it's like nails on the chalkboard. Psylocke's S tier, Hawkeye's S tier. Psylocke is just a really good backliner. You can also play her in like more of a dive role, but she is very high damage. She got lower risk for her damage. There's a lot of things you can do to make you harder to hit, and I think that just really cements her as an S tier character. Hawkeye, everyone knows the one-shot capabilities of him. Just sitting in the back, sniping people. He's crazy, I don't really need to go into it. The worst character in the game, add a row below. What color should this be? Oh, purple. That's not what I said. Worst character in the game is Wolverine. And it sucks. Because I love Wolverine. But he's ass. Buff Wolverine. Please. I almost want to make just an F tier and throw Scarlet Witch in here too, and then move Iron Man down to D. I think he's better than Namor. Let's do that. Wolverine's the worst character in the game. People say, you know, high skill ceiling. Yes, doesn't matter. I'm not going to put all that time into a character, be ass for many hours just to get semi-good at a character that's not rewarding enough. I'm a little sick, so I'm sorry. Wolverine sucks. Squirrel Girl, I think, is a strong C tier. Low B, strong C. I think she's pretty good. I think her ultimate's kind of mid. I think her ground root mechanic's pretty good. It's caught me a few times, and I've found it pretty annoying. But I think she is still like strong enough to where she like I'm never mad when someone picks Squirrel Girl. Someone picks one of these 5, I'm like, well, why are we doing this, guys? But the rest of the time, I like Squirrel Girl. Iron Fist is hard. Iron Fist is my second most played character. He's not exceptionally great. I saw someone on Twitter call him Iron Fuhrer, and that was really funny. I think he is a very annoying character to go against sometimes, but he's pretty squishy. He's got a lot of movement, which I think really like keeps him out of C tier. Because you can, if like you can hop into a chaotic point, and you probably won't get shot very much. I think that is one of his strengths, on top of hopping into a backline. But if your backline's paying attention, or if your enemy team's using comms, Iron Fist kind of falls through. And then Black Widow, I'm going to put in C tier. I think she's, like, I'd put her and Black Panther exactly the same. I think Squirrel Girl's better. Yeah, her and Black Panther are pretty neck and neck. If anything, I'll just leave Black Panther above her because I like his cosmetics more. But it was really funny seeing everyone get really upset about the one-shot potential of Black Widow, and then she's not even that great. Hawkeye's just better in every scenario, it feels like. Looking at the tier list now, I'm not sure if there's anything I want to change. I feel like maybe Loki could go up. I almost feel like maybe Punisher could go down. But I'm kind of want to stick to my guns on this, stick to my gut feeling. Like, Part of me is like, I could throw Spider-Man up here, but also like, no. Jeff should stay. Maybe Adam Warlock, but no. I think this is where I'm going to leave it. I think I'm leaving everyone where they're at. I've rambled on for what is it, 25 minutes now. I think I like this. I think we're good. Yeah. If you disagree, I would like to know why. Don't just say putting Wolverine in the bottom is crazy. Tell me why it's crazy. So maybe I'm wrong, and I'll change my mind. This is not going to be the last tier list video I make. This is just the start, baby. Yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.